Hi, welcome to the game. So the game interface looks like this. In each day, you have to make a decision and you will always have 5 different options. You can choose to sell 20 shares of the asset, which is minus 20 here. And you can choose to sell 10 shares of the asset, which is minus 10 here. You can also choose to buy 10 shares or 20 shares of the asset, which are plus 10 and plus 20. Alternatively, you can always choose to pass. When you click pass, you will always get $0 for sure. This means you cannot win, but you cannot lose either. So after we click one of these choices, our payoff in that day is decided by the realization of the asset trend in the next day. To be specific, I will win money if I choose to buy the asset, and then the asset trend becomes +1 in the next day. Or I can also win money if I choose to sell the asset, and then the asset becomes -1 in the next day. A quick trick to memorize this is that I can always win money if the sign of my position matches the sign of the asset trend, which means they are both positive or both negative. On the contrary, if I choose to buy the asset, but the asset trend becomes -1 in the next day, I will lose money. I will also lose money if I choose to sell the asset, but the asset trend becomes positive in the next day. So let's quickly play the game. So when we enter the game, we'll always have a very short history of the asset trend. This is going to tell you what is the current value of the asset trend. So right now we can see the asset trend is currently at -1. And we have these 5 different options. So let's try to click them one by one. Let's first click -20 here. So you can see we won $20 because we clicked -20, and the asset trend on the first day is -1. So they have the same sign. Then let's try to click +20. So you see we lost $20. This is because we choose to buy the asset, but the asset trend on the second day is negative. So now let's click +10 here, and you see we just won $10. It's because we click +10, and also the asset trend on the third day is positive. So let's try to click -10. So again, we're lucky, we won $10 because we choose to sell the asset, and the asset trend becomes -1 on the fourth day. Of course, we can always choose to pass. If you click pass, you'll just get $0 for sure. So now you have known the basic principles of the game. But there is another very important feature. On each day, when you see the asset graph, you should notice that there is a very big blank space below the asset graph, right? And on each day, before I make the decision, I can actually click at the blank space. You can click at anywhere below the asset graph. If I click, it will immediately show you an indicator graph. So what is this indicator? So we're now going to explain to you why we need this indicator graph and how can you use this indicator graph to forecast the asset trend in this game. So please stay tuned and pay attention to the next page of the introduction.